Well, we're really looking forward to going and playing Georgia. College game day is going to be there. Our team's very excited about that. I'm excited to get back and see my friends there on the coaching staff. Personally, it'll be very honoring for me to go back to Georgia. And we are very excited. However, we know that they've got an outstanding football team, and we're looking forward to going over there.
Coach, we'll start you off with Bob Holt of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Hey, Sam. How you doing today?
Good luck.
I was looking at the stats. Georgia's outscored their opponents in the first three quarters 154-6. So obviously nobody's getting to the fourth quarter in the game. What's your take on that stat, just how they just kind of destroyed people before you get to the fourth quarter?
Well, they're an outstanding football team, one. Two, they're able to play a lot of players and develop them because they have been so dominant in the early parts of the game. And, you know, they're giving up 185 yards a game on defense. It's hard to get a first down. And when it's hard to get a first down, your offense is out there a lot and able to score a lot of points, which they've, you know, scored over 100 points the last two games. So and what it tells me is they've got the best team in the country. If not the best, they're certainly one or two, just like they're rated. And we know the task is going to be very difficult. Because we understand what kind of players they have, what kind of coaching staff they have.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we'll go to Anthony Dasher of Rivals.com.
Already spoken a lot already about Georgia's, front seven, especially the defensive line. But was wondering, considering you saw most of these guys every day in practice while you were in Athens, what jumps out to you about the improvement they've made between then and now as your team prepares to face them on Saturday?
Well, they've always played extremely hard, but it seems like this year that they're playing with so much confidence, and they're running to the ball. That's a staple of Dan Lanning, Kirby Smart, how Georgia plays. But they have just outstanding talent. A very physical, very big defense, and everybody over there, all 11 of them, can really, really run. And I think more importantly than the most important factor is they're playing so well together. They're playing so good team defense. So, I mean, the stats don't lie, and they're kicking a lot of butt right now.
Thanks, sir.
Next, we'll go to Lane Higgins of the Wall Street Journal.
Hey there, Coach. Talked to some of your old players from when you were at Arkansas as an O-line coach a few years back, and they, to a T, all mentioned that you used to tell them that they got to bring some swag Joe into the field every time that they play. And I don't know if that's a term that you still use, but, if not, I'm curious what sort of things you're telling your players to, boost their confidence when they're going up against these tough ranked opponents week after week.
Oh, I don't know. You know the old saying, Mojo. I just said swag Joe. I don't know why I said it, but the kids seem to like it and bought into it. I don't know. I don't think I have any phrases, but it seems like the state of Arkansas grabs on to basically anything I say right now. But we're just trying to motivate them in practice, the importance of practice, and certainly trying to build our confidence up. We went through a lot of our kids went through a lot of years where, we didn't win an SEC game and things of that nature. So the biggest thing here was to build them up and let them know that we thought they were good players and that we believed in them. And that probably was the best thing that we did, and certainly hire really good coaches to get that accomplished.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
Next, we'll go to Nate Allen.
Sam, what kind of problems does Bowers present at tight end, and how does he compare, say, to Wiedemeyer of A&M?
anytime that you use a young freshman as much as Georgia's using Bowers, they have unbelievable amount of confidence in him, and he certainly earned that respect from their coaching staff of how much they use him, because they use him in a lot of different ways. I just think he's a really, really quality football player, really good football player, and Georgia's got outstanding coaches, and they know how to get the ball to their good players, and says a lot for the young man, because he certainly is playing well.
Thank you.
Next we'll go to Mike Griffith, the AJC.
Yeah, Sam, a couple things. One, can you update the conditioning of your quarterback? And two, just how much of a chess match is this? I know you joked about texting with Dan Lanning, but it just seems like you know these guys so well and they know you so well.
Well, I mean, hopefully you know your opponents well, because you've went through a fine-tooth comb of their tape. Now we have 4 games on Georgia. They certainly have 4 on us. Hopefully it's pretty much the same each week. You know them. Now, do we know their personnel? Most of them, yes. But the answer on the personnel is they're really good, and can run and things of that nature. I did text Dan, and, Dan's a great friend of mine and all that, but at the same time, we all have jobs to do, and I don't want to disappoint the Georgia fans and not bring a really good football team into their stadium. I think they have respect for me, and I certainly do for them, and I want to bring a good football team in there. So you do the best you possibly can each week, even though your heart has a lot of friends and a lot of respect for the coaching staff and certainly their players.
And KJ?
I didn't answer it.
Okay.
Next we'll go to Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Hey, Sam, from a schematic standpoint, what are the keys to getting traction against the Georgia defense? Can you go power to power with them? You got to try to outflank them. What do you do?
Well, I'll know a little bit more about that about 3 hours after the game starts. We've got a plan of how to try to get it done. There's not a weakness. You're trying to find one, and there's not a weakness. So the bottom line, the only way I know how to do it is tape up, strap up, and go out there and do what we do best and see if it works. Because there's not a guy that you're going, you know what, we're going to pick on this guy. We're going to try to roll and try to flood this zone because they don't have the speed to cover it. There's not any of those things. And so what you do is you go back and go, you know what, let's do what we do best. Let's don't change a whole lot of things. Let's do what we do best and see if it'll work against probably the best defense in the country.
Yeah, and from a signaling standpoint, how comfortable do you think you guys are? Because this will be the first time it's the full against you crowd that you've gone up against.
Oh, we'll be fine. I mean, that part of it, we had a problem on 3rd and 1 on the goal line last week, but it was a little bit different cadence that we used. We certainly probably needed to work on it more, cost us those 5 yards. But other than that, I thought we handled half of the crowd obviously well. We know that it's going to be, I know Coach Smart is encouraging Georgia to get in there and be loud, at the early game. And they never let him down before. They won't this week. We know it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. And it should be very exciting. I don't think that hopefully the noise won't be as big a factor as possibly it could be if we weren't well prepared for it.